Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Disney Parks Podcast. My name is Parkhopper John. I am from www.parkhoppers.com. Joining me, as always, is Tony Calcanova from Disney by the Numbers. And we have a great show for you. Let's say that you are coming down to visit Walt Disney World, or maybe you don't have an annual pass and you live down here and you want to do something Disney, but you don't have a theme park ticket, or you just choose not to go get a theme park ticket for an extra day of your stay. We have got the top 10 things that you can do at Walt Disney World without entering a theme park. So that should be good. We got a lot of really cool things here. And I guess we should just go ahead and jump on in here, buddy.
Yeah. Some of these cost a little bit. Some of them, are freebie things.
Yeah.
So it's a mix of a little bit of each.
We tried to keep it as inexpensive as humanly possible.
Yep, sounds good.
Yes.
Who wants to start? You want to start? I want to start.
Why don't you go ahead and start?
Okay, I'll start. Number 10, visit Jelly Rolls, and that is a piano bar, believe it or not, on Disney's Boardwalk. It's a dueling piano bar featuring a sing-alongs to your top favorite pop tunes. There is a $12 cover per person. It is a bar, so you can drink there, obviously. I think you can make requests. Tipping is encouraged. I've tried, my famous story is I tried going there with Night Ranger, and they wouldn't let us in. So that's my that's the last time I tried to get it. Actually, no. Recently, I think we tried going to Jelly Rolls, and again, but we never made it inside the building.
Maybe it's just you, buddy. Maybe this is like, here comes that Casanova guy. No.
Hey, do they serve food? I'm not sure. Do they serve food at Jelly Rolls, or is it just liquor?
I don't know, buddy. I don't know if I should admit this, but I've never been to Jelly Rolls.
Neither have I. I tried going like numerous times. Every time, for whatever reason, I never seem to get. I get to the door, and then something happens, and I never get past the doorway. I don't know what the hell happens. So,
That's funny.
I know lots of people that have gone.
Right.
So apparently the doorway works for others. It just doesn't work for me.
It's just you, buddy.
Yeah, maybe it's me. That's fine.
You should shower more often.
Yeah. I know they have a website too. If you Google Jelly Rolls, you can look up their website. I think they have a list of some of the songs and the featured piano players and things like that.
Yeah.
Which somebody told me to go do once.
Once to find out if you could actually get in.
Yeah, I don't know. One of these days.
One of these days. Okay, so the next thing, which is totally free, by the way, is to take a tour through Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge or Disney's Wilderness Lodge. I have not done the Animal Kingdom Lodge, although I see a lot of people doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have taken the tour of the Wilderness Lodge, and I don't know if they've discontinued it while they're doing some construction, but they might only be doing it on certain days. Like I know that they were doing it on Saturdays or certain afternoons.
Right.
So, call ahead, or if you're staying there, find out when you check in. But the cool thing is you learn so many facts. Like you learn facts about the animals. You learn facts about Africa when you're visiting the Animal Kingdom Lodge. You learn about the people. You find out about all the artifacts that they have in the Jumbo House and what they mean and what they represent. And then like the Wilderness Lodge tour was phenomenal. You learn why they have all of the giant totems, which they have four big columns, which are big totems. There's like a bear and a eagle and something, and they're all kind of facing off from each other. When they first built the place, they were facing each other head on, and they brought some Native Americans in, and they said we can't go in this place because those totems can't be facing each other. So they had to turn them to where they weren't facing each other, which is kind of fascinating. And then you learn what all of the different wood floor is done in an immaculate way. You can see it when you're up in the air. All of that wood represents something. The fireplace represents, the different time periods of the earth. You also find out things like, Walt Disney flew over Bay Lake. So you got Seven Seas Lagoon, which is man-made, that you sail across to get to the Magic Kingdom. We have Bay Lake, which is behind the Contemporary. Bay Lake was a natural lake, and Walt flew over Bay Lake, and it's kind of shaped like a heart. And he said, "That's where I'm going to put my park. That's where I'm going to put it, in the heart of Florida, because it's got a heart right there." And he just fell in love with the place. So those are the kind of things you learn, and it's totally free. It's totally awesome. It's just a walking kind of tour. There's usually a cast member there that goes around and tells you stuff. Totally worth it, and it's fascinating.
Yeah. I have not done either one, but I know people have done the Wilderness one, and they're always shocked at how good that tour is. So, yeah, and the fact that it's free is great, and you don't have to be staying there either. You just go there and say, "I'd like to take the tour."
Yeah, when we took the tour, we weren't staying there. We were staying over at like the Pop or someplace like that.
Yep. Number 8 is kind of wilderness related. You could take a Segway tour. I think it's between Wilderness Lodge now and Fort Wilderness. This is not on your normal Segway. This is on the Segways with the big knobby tires, because you're actually outside and you kind of go through the woods, kind of thing. And the guide will kind of show you things and take around different places of the wilderness and Fort Wilderness. We've had friends that have done this that really, really love it. They highly recommend it. I did a Segway tour. There's one on 192, which is obviously a little bit cheaper than Disney's Segway, and had a blast. I would love to have a Segway. I think they're the best. I think they should allow them in the parks, to be honest with you. But they are a little bit unpredictable. If you don't get on it or off it correctly, it can, shoot out from underneath you and, kind of whack somebody in the back with it. So
you have to be a little careful with it. I understand why they don't necessarily have them in the parks anymore.
Yeah.
But hey, taking the Segway tour at the Wilderness Lodge, it can be a little dangerous. You can fall. So go in with that knowledge, but I'm sure that you sign a waiver.
Yeah, you do sign a waiver, and they do give you, a helmet, and I think elbow pads or knee pads even. So
nice.
They do gear you up so that you don't.
That's awesome.
Hey, listen, they don't want a lawsuit as much as you don't want to fall off. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. I highly encourage you to take a Segway tour. I think and everybody says, "Oh, I've never been on one. It's very hard." It's really not that hard. I know the place I went, they kind of teach you how to run the Segway first before they take you out in the woods, obviously. They'll do that on the pavement so you can get used to how to go forward, how to go back, how to turn, all those kind of things, how to stop. So they'll teach you how to ride the Segway and then take you on the tour. It's all part of the package. They used to have this at Epcot too, but they've since gotten rid of it at Epcot. And the only place left to do this now on property is the Wilderness Lodge.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to. Can we flip flop the next two so I can talk about the number 6? You take number 7. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this one. Is take a nice relaxing ride on the Sassagoula River Cruise. Now you may be asking yourself, how did I get this? This is not my beautiful. No, you may be asking yourself. Sorry.
What the hell is Sassagoula?
I had a talking heads moment there. The Sassagoula River Cruise boats are the boats that you see at Disney Springs. And they ride all the way from Disney Springs. They ride around Disney Springs. So there's a couple of stops that you can, if you don't feel like walking from one end of Disney Springs to the other, you can take a boat ride. But you can also take a boat ride to Saratoga Springs, to
Riverside.
There's not a stop. There's not a stop at the tree houses, right?
Yeah, there is that little stop. Yeah, by the tree.
Yeah, there's a little stop at the tree houses, and then you've got Port Orleans, French Quarter, and Port Orleans Riverside. So you can take a nice long ride.
And Old Key West.
And Old Key West. That's right. That's what I was forgetting. Old Key West Resort. So it's really cool because it's got this waterway that goes up there that not a lot of people know about. So let's just say that you were doing some shopping. You were going to spend all day at Disney Springs. You want to do something a little different, or maybe you want to go somewhere unique for lunch. Any of those resorts have really great dining areas. Like if you want to go to Key West and go eat at at the restaurant there, and then go to the Gurgling Suitcase and have a cocktail or two. Then you could jump back on Sassagoula, and you can go back to Disney Springs, or if you wanted to go up and see Yeehaw Bob, you just have to be careful when the boats stop running, but it's totally free. It's just like riding the ferry boat from, ticketing transportation over to the Magic Kingdom. Also, I mean, if you really wanted to, you could jump on one of the ferry boats if you're at the boardwalk and ride to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, but it's not as nice as the ride on the Sassagoula River cruises. So you can ride around Disney Springs. You get a really cool, unique view of Disney Springs from the water. Also, Saratoga Springs is lovely, and the waterway all the way back up to Port Orleans, Riverside. Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous. It's so quintessential Florida. It's not even funny. So I love doing that. It's relaxing. It's free. It's great.
Yeah. I've done that often, actually. Just, ride the Sassagoula. And if you do get stuck at a resort, there's always a bus. Right.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Or you can Uber. Worst case scenario, you can Uber.
You can always Uber. Number 6 is you can rent a boat. Now, there's different places you can rent the boat. You can rent it from the Yacht and Beach. You can rent it from the Contemporary. You can rent it from the Grand Floridian. You can rent it from the Polynesian. So you can rent them, I think, from Old Key West, too. So there's a bunch of places you can go. Now, I think the best place or the most comprehensive is the Contemporary, because they have, the little what they used to call the mouse racers, the little boats that, seat 2. They have the pontoon boats and the whaler boats. But you can also rent at the Polynesian a jet ski, and you can also do parasailing at the Contemporary. So they have the whole Sammy Duval, water sports package thing going on there. Now, the boats are fun. If there's only 2 of you and you're not looking for, a lot of speed, the little mouse boats are great. The only thing I'll tell you is they won't let you take a regular camera on that. You can take, obviously, your iPhone or your, Google Android thing, but they won't let you take a regular camera on that for safety reasons. I usually will take out the Boston Whaler. It's a little bit bigger. You can fit a couple more people on if you want to just lay out. And I'll take it out just around Bay Lake and the Seven Seas Lagoon just for, I kind of, just follow the shoreline, go all around, all the shore, and take pictures of stuff from the boat, which is a cool and different perspective. They're not really super cheap. I will tell you that. They do fringe on a little bit on the expensive side, but they do give discounts for DVC pass holders and all those kind of things. So you can book ahead, or you can just walk up and do it. If you want to find out the pricing, I think you call 407 WDW Tour. Is it Tour? No, Play. 407 WDW Play. If you call that number, you can get the pricing for the different boats and things like that. Now, what we recently did as a meetup, we rented the pontoon boat for a fireworks cruise. That's a little bit different. That is a guided tour of Bay Lake and the Seven Seas, and then you park and you watch the fireworks. They do that for wishes at the Magic Kingdom from any of the Magic Kingdom resorts, or they'll do it from Yacht and Beach for Epcot, and you can go see illuminations. Now, they don't take you actually out where the fireworks are for illuminations. They take you to like that bridge, and they park just at the front of that bridge, and you watch the fireworks from there, which I think that's kind of cheap and cheesy.
A little bit. Yeah,
you're really not out on the water where the fireworks are happening.
This is as far as we can let you go. You cannot go any further.
The safety regulations are right here. So I don't know if that one's worth it. I'll tell you, go to the Magic Kingdom one. It's a whole lot better, a lot more fun experience. I will tell you this too. At the Grand Floridian, they do have a yacht, and you can take the yacht out. I think up to 8 people, if I'm not mistaken. And you can even do dinner out there. So if you have a really special occasion, it's your 25th, 35th, whatever anniversary, you will really want to surprise your husband or wife, you can rent the yacht, have it catered. The meal's obviously extra. Have it catered by Disney, and they'll bring on a chef and serve you a meal on the yacht while you were watching Wishes. And I will tell you, that is not cheap, and it's not for the faint of heart. It's almost like a Victoria and Albert's dinner, except it's at sea. So there are lots of kind of boat things that you can do, whether it's during the day or at night. There are no boats at night. The only boats that you can take at night are the fireworks boat. Another boat ride you can take is the Pirates and Pals fireworks cruise. So if you have people that like the whole pirate experience thing, they'll take you out and do that too. So there's plenty of boat things to do at Disney.
Yeah, that's that event that we did a couple of weeks ago. It was really awesome. We had a great time.
Yeah, I've already gotten people that say we should do it again.
Sounds great. Let's go.
Oh.
Number 5 on our list of fun things to do for cheap or inexpensively free, wink, wink, is putt-putt golf. Did you know that Disney has 2 miniature golf places? In fact, they actually have 2 miniature golf places, and they have a miniature golf course.
Yeah.
I don't know how the one works. It's like 9 holes or 18 little miniature holes. I'm not sure how it works, but
there's actually 4 courses, 2 places.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Fantasia Gardens got 2 different courses, and then
Right.
Winter Summerland's got a winter side and Summerland side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you're on the Disney Parks podcast. You learn, even we learn stuff here. But you got Fantasia Gardens, which is basically a miniature golf course built around Fantasia. So there's some things that happen, magical things happen. There's musical things that happen. There's animated things that happen when you play your putt-putt. It's great. Golfing, parking is free. It's a great place to go. They've got snackies and drinkies and stuff like that. It's relatively inexpensive. It's not super expensive. Winter Summerland is the same way. They've got their winter side, their summer side. It's really great. I think that one is a little bit more kidsy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more kids oriented, maybe a little bit smaller. They have a very limited amount of parking right next to the front gate, but you can use the parking for not Typhoon Lagoon, but Blizzard Beach. You can use the parking there and park there and then walk over. You can still do that. It's not a big deal. But, it's not so much fun during the hot summer months, but during the cooler months, it's really kind of a fun thing to do. Sarah and I have done it a couple times. We've had some meetups there. Some were successful, some were pathetic failures, but but that doesn't mean that you can't go have fun.
Yeah, I think it's cheap. I think it's only like $12, and I think they have discounts for pass holders and DVC as well for that too. So ask about that.
Yeah, and I can guarantee that the parking is free because here's how you know: go there and park and turn on your Uber app and just see all the different Ubers that are sitting parked there waiting for calls. I'm right.
Yeah. I've done all the golfing, at the putt-putts. I've done both Fantasia. I've done both Winter Summerland. I will say, if you do go play putt-putt, bring sunscreen, because every time I've gotten burnt on my head, my face, my nose, my arms, everywhere. So bring sunscreen. And bring water, or you can buy water there too. But good stuff. I like both of them. All right, number 4 on the list is one of my favorite things to do, and that is resort hopping. There, even the value resorts have lots of things to do and see. Walking around, even, like all-star movies, the Toy Story things. There's a giant Buzz, there's a giant Woody. It's great pictures that you can take. There's a lot of things that you can do. Obviously, yes, the deluxe resorts have more theming and more to see and do, but there are lots of things to do. Each resort has a guide of all the different activities that could be done at a resort. And you can take advantage of those and do some of those things. Another thing we spoke about is the resort tours. You can do that. There's dining. All of these resorts have places to eat. And even, the value resorts are really trying to step up their game, when it comes to dining. They're not just serving burgers and salads anymore. They're really trying to, make some, better dining options for you. The other thing you do is just chill out and relax in one of the lounges. Obviously the value resorts don't have lounges. They have bars outside and things like that. Bars by the pool. That is another great place to kind of relax, as you can hang out by the pool. Most of the deluxe resorts have a great bar by their pool if you can get out there. Some of them are now locked up under gates. But if you do get out there, they have bars. Some of them you don't have to get behind the gate. They have access from the other areas. Hurricane Hannah at the Yacht and Beach Club, you can just walk up and have a cocktail there and hear everybody enjoying the pool there. So there's lots of things to do at the resorts. Just go and check out some of the decorations in the hallways and the what they have in the lobby. A lot of the deluxe resorts have a greeter. Talk to the greeter cast member, and they have lots of fun things to do and stories and things like that. So this is something, obviously Christmas time, Easter, Halloween, maybe even, or good times because they're a little bit more decorated. Obviously Christmas, they go over the top. Every resort's got a special signature tree. One Christmas, I think when we first moved down here, I did all of the resorts in one day. We got up at like 9 o'clock, hit the road, and we started banging out, and we got every single Christmas tree in one day. Wow. I was exhausted. I really was tired. We were taking buses and monorails and all boats, and it was crazy. Driving from place to place, it was crazy. So it can be done if you are crazy enough like me, but I don't recommend that. So.
Yeah, we had family in a couple months ago, and we were at the Polynesian, and I was telling stories about the Polynesian resort and this, that, and the other, and some of the history that I knew. And I told them a story at dinner where I actually got to meet the original auntie, the lady who opened the resort back in 1971, and I met her and I got to talk to her and got a picture with her, and I rounded the corner and there she is. And I'm like, Oh, auntie, how are you? And she's like, oh, what's up, cousin? And I was like, nothing. And I said, I was just talking about you at dinner. I was so excited to meet you. And I said, you're such a legend to me, and blah, 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 blah. So we all got pictures with her, and the girls got, I think she had some of the wrapped leaves that she was making, and they got some of those. And that was really cool because, a month or two later, she passed away.
Wow.
And so that's one of those moments that, you just make. And I say that, and I think, and I can't remember his name, but the gentleman that works at the Grand Floridian.
Oh yeah. I was trying to think of his name the other day.
It's Albert, or he's got an old name. Yeah, something like that. But he's out there all the time. I saw him the other day, and I made a point to go up and shake his hand and ask him how he was doing. And, because, these are people that are icons of Walt Disney World. They might not all have been there from when the resort opened, but they're great people that you should get to know, who see hundreds of people a week, made an impact in the Disney community. So check that out.
Yeah.
All right. So number 3, and 3 is a magic number, is spend an entertaining evening at Disney's Boardwalk Resort. Now, the reason that I say this is because the boardwalk, the Disney's Boardwalk is got great restaurants. You've got the Brew Pub, you've got Flying Fish, you've got the Abracadabra Bar, you've got the I can't say the Italian name. Tony?
Trattoria El Forno.
It's got ESPN. It's got the Ample Creamery. It's got a lot of really great places to eat, drink, and just kind of enjoy yourself. But the cool thing that happens in the evening is they have entertainment that comes out, and they have games. You can, a buck for 10 throws with the basketball. They've got the knock a pin over kind of thing. They've got boardwalk games, and they've got entertainment, jugglers, and all those kind of things. It's really cool to go down and have a cocktail, then go out and walk the boardwalk, see this entertainment, maybe play a couple games, then go have dinner, then come out, see some more entertainment, and then right over the crest of the berm, you can see, illuminations. So that doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to have dinner. You don't have to buy anything. You just go down there and hang out. And that entertainment is there nightly. If you want to play games, obviously it's $1 or $2 a game, that kind of thing. Think carnival games, that kind of thing. So right. A lot of really cool things. You could do. They've got drink stands and margarita stands and like pretzels and that kind of stuff. And then you can get like a pizza. They got a lot of really cool things you can do. You don't have to have reservations for that kind of stuff. If you want to go to one of the restaurants, maybe Trattoria
El Forno.
That place, or Flying Fish, you have to have reservations for, but you can usually squeak into Big River Brewery. You can probably squeak into the Abracadabra Bar. You could definitely go upstairs into the resort and go to the Bellevue Lounge, which is one of my favorite lounges on property. So there's a lot of really cool things that you can do just at Disney's Boardwalk Resort, and that's just one of several resorts that are just in that little area.
Yeah. The Boardwalk's got a ton of things to do, definitely. So, good stuff. Number 2 on the list is the newfound shopping mall that Disney built. They now call it Disney Springs. There is lots and lots and lots of things to do down there. There's lots of entertainment. There's lots of restaurants. There's lots of shops. There is just tons of things to do down there now. I think it's really not even, back in the day when it was Downtown Disney, it was the thing you did before you left. You got all your souvenirs and shopping done and hit the car, hit the airport. You can't do that anymore. Now it takes like 2 days to get through all of Disney Springs. There's a Cirque du Soleil show down there. House of Blues has live entertainment. There's a live entertainment in each of the distinct areas like West Side, Town Center, and Marketplace. So, check out that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of shops now, from name brand things, from Under Armour, to the World of Disney store. Like I said before on the show, one of my favorite places to eat is Marimoto's and Art Smith's Homecoming. 2 of my favorite places to eat down there. So if you're looking for a snack or something like that, they have 2 Starbucks, so you can certainly get your caffeine fix. But Disney Springs is all free unless you're dining, eating. You can even go bowling at Splitsville, another thing to do. So it's just endless of the things you can do down there. So
yeah, there's a lot of amazing stuff. I love Disney Springs. I love going down there. I've loved it when it was, Downtown Disney back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day when there was little parking and,
I remember when it was the Village Marketplace.
Right. And I love going to Lanuba too. We've been a couple times. I think we need to go back. It's time for me to get my Lanuba fix.
Yeah. I think
or as President George H.W. Bush would say, Lanuber.
Lanuber.
No, George W. Bush would say, Lanuber.
Lanuber.
I want to go see that Lanuber. So anyway, so number 1, and it's kind of a twofer thing, is ride the monorail. Now, we're not just talking about the typical monorail crawl, although I'm a big fan of that. You can go to any of the resorts on the monorail. So you've got the Contemporary, the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, and you can park at one of those resorts and you can go in and walk around and shop and eat and drink and see and touch and taste and smell and all that good stuff. Then you can jump back on the monorail, go to the next resort and do the exact same thing. Touch, smell, eat, drink, see, buy, and then you go to the next resort. And the cool thing is as you go, you get a distinct experience in each of those resorts. And, it depends on the time of day that you go. You could see the fireworks from the Contemporary Resort really, really well. They have a viewing deck on the 4th floor. You can maybe sneak your way into other places that you want to find out about. You can talk to Tony and I. You can eat at some of the finest dining on Disney property at those resorts. You can have great experiences at those resorts. Just, totally just hanging out, having a good time. But the other thing you can do is you can jump on the Epcot monorail and you can ride the loop that takes you out to Epcot and back. And you do that as much or as little as you want to. So you literally could drive around Epcot inside of the park. The monorail does a loop into Epcot. You can't get out, of course, unless you have a ticket. But you can go hang out there. If you wanted to get out and hop on a bus and go somewhere else, you can do that. But riding the monorail for me is an incredible experience because I remember watching it when I was a kid and it being so cool, and it still is cool. I mean, I spent hours trying to perfect, please stand clear of the doors, por favor, manténgase alejado de las puertas. And that's become a big funny joke. I mean, it's a running gag. It's been so funny, Disney made a t-shirt of it. I mean, we all are passionate about different things at Disney for different reasons. I know Tony is a huge monorail fan. Oh, yeah. He went out and found copies of the stinking, here's how to drive the monorail book.
Exactly.
So you could ride the monorail to Epcot or ride the monorail to Magic Kingdom, whichever way you want to do it. You could ride around the loop. You could enjoy the resorts there. That is one of the coolest things to do. And plus, it's just a great way to see, a good chunk of the Disney property. As you're on the monorail, you're going to be able to see the solar farm shaped like a Mickey. I mean, you're going to drive right by that. So that's pretty incredible to see that kind of stuff. So you can see the world's third largest parking lot at Epcot. I mean, it's just all sorts of really cool stuff you can do just from the comfort of your air-conditioned monorail.
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do. When I get bored or the park's too busy, just hop on the monorail. Yeah,
it's air-conditioned. It's relaxing. There's something really zen about it. It's the weirdest thing. But
yeah, it is. It's also fun. Anyway. All right. That's it for the infotainment, John. Anything else we need to add?
Well, no, if you've got something that you'd like to share with us, one of your favorite ways or tips or ideas or how you can enjoy Walt Disney World and not spend any money. And we left a lot of things off the list, like, explore your resort, not just the resorts that have tours, explore your specific resort. You could do a lot of different things at Walt Disney World. We would love to know what you think. Send us an email at disneyparkspodcast@gmail.com. Make sure that you come say hi over on Facebook at facebook.com/DisneyParksPodcast and on the Twitter at twitter.com/DisneyPodcaster.
Yep, sounds great. And as we'd like to say around here, we will see ya in the parks.